I know it's been a long time. I'm sorry to keep you waiting. I've been super busy. I've finally gotten around to doing my next film review. I should probably mention that I'm no Mad Max expert. I have not watched any of the previous films. I've not read anything. I pretty much know nothing about Mad Max. So this was my first ever introduction to the story, to the character, and to everything it stands for. This film is directed by George Miller. We have two main characters, Mad Max, which is played by Tom Hardy. We've got Furiosa, who is played by Charlize Theron, and one kick-ass bad guy who is played by a gentleman called Hughes Keys Byrne. I hope I am saying that right. So, the introduction to the film is that the world has been destroyed and mankind is fighting for its most basic needs. The Earth's most precious resources, or those that are left, are guarded by the greedy. So rumour has it, during the filming of Mad Max Fury Road, there was a little bit of tension between Charlize Theron and Tom Hardy over who was the main character. Now, you can argue that both of them play the lead character because both of them are equally as important in the film. However, for me, Furiosa takes the title by a landslide. Now, you can't have Mad Max without Mad Max, don't get me wrong, but it seemed as though Mad Max was more of an introduction into the world of Furiosa. The method to everybody's madness is revealed very slowly, like a trail of breadcrumbs in a forest. And what I mean by that is you pick up one and then you have to travel a little bit before you pick up the next one. And it means that not everything is given away at once. From the second this film starts to the very moment that it ends, it is absolutely crammed full of action. Think this is a film for the boys? Think again, because this film is sporting some serious girl power and nobody wants to be on the receiving end of Furiosa's wrath. Oh, and explosions. Oh my lord, explosions. Explosions everywhere. If you like fire, if you like explosions, this is definitely a film for you. Heck, it's a film for everyone. Another thing that makes this film such a magnificent watch is its use of practical effects. Oh, I love practical effects. You cannot have enough of them in a film. The problem is, nowadays, it's very expensive and very difficult to make things look very real on such a, how do you say, imaginative scale. But everything in this film that you see has been done. It's very obvious to see where the CG has been used. It's been used where it had to be used, where it's something make-believe that they can't make happen. But all the cars, all the explosions, all of the people, everything they do, every flip, every turn, every crash has been done. The word has it, they destroyed a lot of cars in this film. And get this, I love the fact that when we hear the music, it's actually coming from within the film. As they're being chased, the war drums that you hear and the war guitar, shall we say, actually come from within the film as they are part of the chasing pack. It makes for a almost comical and slightly metalhead punk touch to the film. Yeah, huge thumbs up from me to the sound department because it was just beautiful. Not just that, but all of the sound I found was very creative. There are things that just took me back in the film, and normally that comes with something you see as opposed to something that you hear. It's very, it's almost steampunk-esque in a way, this film. So any sort of punk, steampunk fans are really going to enjoy the costume in this one because the costume is awesome. Everything about this film is just awesome. So for those of you who haven't seen the film, this might spoil it for you. So I advise you to maybe not watch it. If you don't want to watch it, that's fine. I'm not going to completely destroy everything for you. But for those of you who don't want anything given away, I'm going to give a time in the description box below that you'll be able to skip to. So something that is usually a very predictable element within a film was actually missing from Mad Max, and I for one was absolutely over the moon about it. And I'm going to explain to you what it is and why. It's the moment where the two main characters indulged in a romantic moment when they realised that they have actually fallen in love with each other. Now, given the storyline, the characters and the world that we're submersed in, it's simply impractical to have that sort of relationship. And so it's actually replaced with a much more powerful gesture, which is a nod of the head, just to signify that chemistry and that loyalty that has grown between the two main characters as they come to the end of their journey. I didn't go to watch a romance. I didn't want to watch romance in the film. It was simply a very kick-ass film. That's the one phrase I would use. Very epic, very kick-ass film. And it would have simply ruined the film for me if they'd have put in the generic, you know, mushy romantic scene between the two main characters. And the fact that they didn't, and they gave a much more sort of masculine approach, fitted the characters and the storyline and the world they're submersed in so much more. I enjoyed this film because I'm a huge fan of female protagonists, especially ones that kick a lot of ass. And Furiosa definitely takes a whopping title of a female kick-ass lead, that's for sure. She kicks a lot of ass. Finally, we have a film where not one of them plays any form of damsel in distress. Every single one of them is a fighter. And I love it because I am just so bored of seeing whiny bitches needing to be saved. There's some really amazing attention to detail, and for me the two most important things in a film is practical effects and attention to detail. And a simple storyline allows for both those things. And that's definitely what Mad Max does. Just fills its film full of cool stuff, full of lots of stuff for the eyes and the ears. And for those of you who haven't watched it, the film is coming out on DVD and Blu-ray in October. So maybe if you like what you hear in my review, it might be worth going out and buying it. I know I'll be watching the Blu-ray, I'll be buying the Blu-ray, I'll be watching it again. The reason being I have already watched it twice, and I think I'm only going to keep enjoying it more. When you do watch Mad Max, be sure to strap in, because it's one hell of a ride. It's a film called Tyrannosaur. It's a British film, and I will leave everything else up to my next video. But just so you know what I'll be getting up to and what to look out for. So for this video, I have actually been sporting a new piece of equipment. It's my little lapel mic. I did test it, didn't sound too good. I'm hoping it's because of my camera playback. So I do apologise if the audio has been really shocking. If it is, then I will not use it. As always, please share your thoughts and your feedback, and I need you to like, share, because I want as many people to see this film as possible.